The Double RT Boxing Show. Thanks for tuning in. 12th round just goes ding ding. Charlo put on a performance he needed in the 12th round to make it interesting. He caught him with he caught Korobov with a nice left hook. And a nice straight iron, a right hand. Well, commercial. They're going for decision right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. How do we have it? We have it, folks. 115, 113. But first, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. Subscribe to the show that's predicting a 115, 113 victory for and the new WBC interim super welterweight titleist Matvey Korobov. I got him winning this fight. I do have him winning this fight. I thought again, the commentary, good boxing knowledge, but they were not calling. To me, Korobov was just hitting right hands after right hands. This Bumblebee movie, I haven't seen it. I like sci-fi shit. I might want to check this out. I've seen some of the Transformers, but back to it. I am watching the shit live. So I have it 115, 113. And I thought the left hand was just sneaking in there, doing way more damage than shot. And like I said, in the breakdown prediction right here on the WRT Boxing Show, we talked about it. I thought Charlo was going to whoop this dude's ass. Considering, like they were saying, the time out of the ring, they're back. What are they talking about? The interim. They're still talking. They have it 117, 110. Whoever their TV guy is, Larry Hazard. 117, 110 for Charlo. So, I forgot the fuck I was going to talk about. Jimmy Lynn. Oh, yeah. How I scored the fight. Why I had it. 115, 113. Unanimous decision. Okay. Hazard Jr. scores about 119 to 108. 119, 108. Damn. And Max DeLuca both scores about 116 to 112. 119, 108. God damn. And still. Wow. Okay, everyone gets. Hey, everyone gets a little help here. That's how you move in boxing. You get your little help here and there. Now, like I said, I had it 115, 113. My swing rounds were rounds 5, 8, and 10. So if I give that, what's that? I don't see a 119, 108. I guess with those swing rounds, I could see a 116, 112. I could see that one. Not too hard to understand those two. But 119, 108. Turn this fucking John Deere commercial off. I didn't see Charlo. I thought Charlo lost the fight. I thought he just walked into a lot of. I won't say he walked into a lot of shit. I said Korobov slipped a lot of punches and timed with a lot of straight left hands. I'd say just how we talked about That's what we were talking about before we went back to the decision right here on the WRT Boxing Show. Just how we broke it down in our breakdown and prediction. We talked about what Korobov can do. He's basically Adonis Stevenson. He's a white Russian Adonis Stevenson. Left-handed, right down the middle, and we talked about he has a bolo uppercut to the body. That's what we talked about in the breakdown. And I thought he was landing that shit a lot in the later rounds. In rounds 11 and 10, I thought as good as who the fuck just fought? Dude, I'm fucking spacing out over here. As good as Jamal Charlo fought, I thought the little head shots he did land, which was not always flesh shots. I thought Korobov countered with a good left bolo shot to the body shots. And in round 11, I thought he hit like 5 of those to steal the round. But I said, the rounds that Charlo's won to me big was when he was working behind the jab. And one round, I think it was like round 5 here, it seemed like Korobov just kind of took. One time.
So with the decision there.
Let's see what one time got to say.
You know what kind of a contender he is. What did Jamal show you in that fight?
Oh man, I mean, he was in shape. He was going for the big punches in the 12th round. I really think that his
if you guys can hear this,
happening more in the
Keith one time Thurman.
Second half of the fight.
Second half of the fight.
Hard. He fought smart. Korobov was game, but he did not
very game.
Tonight.
I thought he threw a lot of punches. He didn't throw a lot of punches. He threw the right punches. Tony Harrison.
In here certainly thought that was an upset. You saw it differently.
What
did you see Tony Harrison do that the rest of us didn't?
I just saw a lot of subtle movement.
He saw Tony Harrison win.
And a beautiful jab throughout 12 rounds. I think neither fighter was landing a lot of devastating punches on one another. And Harrison kept his hands up very well throughout the whole fight.
That's what I saw.
He was tired in the 12th. You could tell.
Must be the ponytail. Must be the ponytail.
Fighter in the 12th. But why was he tired? Because he put in more effort throughout the whole fight. He was throwing 3-punch combos, 4-punch combos. We did not see that from Charlo, and thus we have a new champion.
Death. What are we saying? We're just rambling here. See if we get a live, well not live, but has a background sound of a Keith Thurman interview. Josecito Lopez is the opponent.
With past performances, but you've been out the ring almost 2 years now. What are you looking
for? The world is hating on Keith Thurman. I still think Keith Thurman is the welterweight. I got him beating Errol Spence.
If not the greatest welterweight on the planet today.
This motherfucker's cocky as fuck.
Here at Brooklyn, the New York fans, I'm just happy to be back in the ring.
Let's see what he got, though. Let's see what he got. Because before he left, he was pretty damn good. He was pretty good. You know, the whole Errol Spence build-up, making him a Super Bowl money fight.
I'll be ready.
Listen, we're glad to see you back.
Fans didn't dig that build-up process, but it worked. It worked. You know what Keith Thurman just did? He actually turned and faced the camera. A lot of boxers, when they get that interview desk, they fuck up and they look at her too much. They look at her. Okay, now, like I said, I thought Korobov just timed with the straight left, countered with a bolo uppercut, and Charlo worked good behind the jab when he did win rounds. To me, what was really fucking Charlo's up, he gave his. I thought Herberto Ramirez gives up his height. Charlo, for some reason, it was ducking way down low, giving up his height. And usually we always say that's like one of his things. He's tall, strong behind the jab. He was ducking down low, making it easier for the left hand straight to land. Again, I think this is one of those good nights. It's like, hey, okay, how Canelo beat Lara. I think this is one of those nights for Charlo. Could have won it. A lot of people are going to say you lost it. Take it and learn from it like fucking take it and learn from it like Canelo did. People say Mayweather lost to Castillo. Take it and learn from it. Do better. So this is Mr. A and still the WBC interim Super welterweight title. Now, going back to that, we'll come back to the show. That is his what? Is that his fourth defense of that belt? We're gonna have to see. Like I said, right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. If you are a new viewer, let's give you a quick little talk. We talk about the belts. We really like conversation. We like the international belts, the continental belts, the fucking USBA, NABO. We like all those belts, man. We like how it builds up the fighters. So if we're gonna talk here, seeing that Charlo is the interim, and we like talking, let's see if he follows the system. That was his what defense? Was that his fourth? I thought they kept saying it was his fourth defense. Because if it truly is, dude, this fucking box wreck shit. Jumping, had to have me log back in. Warrington out fucking hustled. Frampton, that's a good fight. I had the Derek Chisora and Dylan White fight on in the background all day, so I really didn't see that shit. Alright, now let's see. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Excuse me for looking this up, but let's rock out. Okay. That's his first defense. That's his first defense. He beat Hugo Santino for the title. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes. That's a sinner. Well, anyway, this is if he was already a title, this is his second defense of that belt. If he was the champion, or his first defense. And I'm usually a fan. I always say, for you to get a title shot, I always feel you have to defend that belt at least twice on ranked competition. Like, for instance, I know this is the Charlo and the Korobov post-fight recap, but we're talking about the interim belt, so it's still somewhat, related. Since he has that interim, and this is somewhat related to the WBA regular and super, it's kind of basically the same thing. And this is also how I feel about the regional belts, the Latino belts, the fucking intercontinentals and intercontinentals. Those takes a little more defending, but for the interim, I feel the champion at least has to defend that belt 2 times at least before he can say, okay, I'm worthy of taking on the champion. Especially when, for instance, the last time a really big difference was a Jesse Magdaleno. He came back as champion and he had to fight the interim champion, Dogbe. Dogbe, he won it. He pressed it right away. His people said, hey, I want that fight right now, the first fight back. And Magdaleno went in there, tried to do it, and we know what happened. But, I feel you still have to earn. This was weird. Charlo's in a different spot because I tell you how I think this is. Why I think Charlo deserves his shot, but I don't anymore. But I will understand if he gets his shot. Cause that lady looked surprised that Tony won. The camera assistance director, whatever, the lady with the headset, she's like, oh shit, Tony won. I feel an interim champion should defend the title twice. If he defended, I'm not sure if he defended it against Santino or won against Santino, but let's just say he defended it. So that means he won the belt against who? Highland. Did he beat Highland for the interim belt? It's not listed here on BoxRec. Well, who knows? Fucking, let's just still go with that. He defended against Santino. That was a ranked opponent. Even though I feel he won the interim belt against Santino, but we'll say he defended it. That's one defense, a ranked opponent. And then he was going to fight Willie Monroe. See, whatever you want to say about Monroe, that's another thing we talk about right here on the Double RT Boxing rankings. We cover 1 through 5, how the belts work. We like that. We like the storylines it puts into the matches. You know, it gives us a character for our entertainment, and that's what we talk about on the Double RT Boxing Show. To me, that would have been an understandable reason for Charlo to say, "Hey, fuck that, WBC. I demand my mandatory shot against the WBC champion." But since, and I know it's not his fault, but since a replacement fighter came in who wasn't ranked, gave him a fight like this. To me, like I said, the scorecards were 119, 108, 116. You could say he won it. The eyeball test, that was not an easy fight. I don't care what the hell you want to say about his credentials. A year and a half off the ring on a 10-day notice. Charlo is who we think he is. He should have beat his ass. You know? Because we saw that Charlo could fucking hurt this dude. But he just kept getting hit with that left hand. Just kept getting bolo shotted to the gut. Now, it's a tricky situation. You could just say, hey, he won 2 fights. He cashed it. The reason why I still kind of lean to understand why he deserves to get that interim. He got the interim belt for for Golovkin. The belt since then it was the WBC, right? Because Golovkin was the WBA and the WBC. Yeah, Golovkin was that WBC. Fucking Charlo got the interim for Golovkin. Since the belt has changed hands and the interim champion has defended that belt, since the new champion, to me, Charlo should be considered a higher champ. Even though, I guess you can't say he'd be a higher champion because he did beat the champion, but Canelo needs to fight Charlo. No, this dude was holding it down so Golovkin and him and you could fight. Without him, you couldn't have got that fight. He's the interim, but that's only if the WBC enforced that. That was a little rant about belts and interims and what the fuck Mr.A thinks. So if you're still watching this and you didn't say fuck you, Mr.A, we don't care what you think. We clicked off the show. Hopefully you subscribed by then, and if you are gone. But for those of you who stood around and enjoyed the show, thank you for your time and patience. Thank you for your time and dedication. To me, Jamar Charlo, he got one. You know, one win. To me, it was a fair shake. Like I said, this fight had 3 swing rounds, so can't argue with that one. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.